So I just thank God for giving me the encouragement that I received from my pastor and from my professors and from my family members, my sisters, and all of that encouraged me to go ahead and write this book. Because I think this book can really help those that are struggling. And we talked about the giants, those that are struggling with giants. And those giants, let's talk for a moment about those giants. They could be a disrespectful husband or partner, disobedient children. It could be fear and failure, doubts and anger, discouragement, loneliness and jealousy. And then with women being the head of the household, a lot of them today, they face other problems. Finances, of course, is one high on the list. Problems on their jobs, depression, alcohol, drugs, anxieties, and just dealing with the COVID-19. And you wanted to know what the COVID-19 brought about. It brought about families being torn apart, homeowners not being able to pay their mortgage or rent. It brought about children being hungry. It brought about the disassociation because you can't go to work or you can't go to school. And that brings on another, because, humans, we're used to being around people and having people loving on us and we're loving on them. Those hugs and things meant so much that we had to stop giving. And I'm so glad that the Lord has blessed us so where we almost are getting back to being able to fellowship with one another again. And the churches are slowly opening back up. And but one thing we did learn from the virus is that church is never in the building. It's always in the people. And you can have church anywhere. People having it in their parking lots. They're having church in their homes on Zoom. They're having it on Facebook. So, although the virus came in, the religion did not go out. We're still fellowshipping and praising the Lord each and every day, giving him praise and glory, thanking him for what he has done, and asking him to continue to bless us as we continue to go through. But when you got God on your side, that journey is not hard. It is not hard. You can call on his holy name and he will be there for you. So I just thank the Lord that he take care of his people. And he does. Just call on him. Get on your knees and pray to him. And he will love you back just as much as you love him.
So, Reverend McCoy, tell us what the process was like to become a published author.
Okay. It actually took me about 6 months to write the book and to finalize everything. And so when I chose the publisher that I wanted, they thought I was going to send in bits and pieces, but I completed my book. And when I sent it mine got published really fast because I took the time to do the inside, my acknowledgments, and I do want to acknowledge my family and my pastor and most of all the professors at Cedars of Lebanon. Dr. Theodore Moss, who had the vision to open up the college here in Person County. And then Professor, the Reverend Dr. Helen Stiles, who helped me tremendously with just reading my book and helping me to critique it. She and then Dr. Queen Cannon. And one of my good friends, Minister Joyce Day Clayton, that lives in Durham, but she attends the Red Mountain Baptist Church in Ridgemount. She did a lot of my critiquing of my book to help me make sure that it sounded correct and all of that. So the book was really, when I finished, it was so rewarding to me. I feel like I had really accomplished something, because it's all about God. It's never about me. It's all about Him, giving Him His due, His praise, and it's all about Him. So I thought it was a wonderful experience. I really did. And in fact, I am currently writing on another book. It's a testimonial book that's talking about what I went through when I had, and when I was involved in an accident in 2017 where a car hit me, and I had a lot of extensive injuries. Stayed in Duke for a month, but I just praised the Lord for His glory and for Him just bringing me back to this point in my life. And so the book will cover that story, and I'm just so grateful to be able to work in God's vineyard, because He saved me that day, May the 15th, 2017. He saved me for some other work that needed to be done. And perhaps this book might have been one of the things that He wanted me to do. And so, so I'm going to tell my story about my accident. So, yes.
Okay, now you said that you worked on the cover and everything. So where did this beautiful artwork? Hold the book up so everyone can see the beautiful artwork. How did you come across that?
Well, I found this. I didn't draw it. I found it online, and I liked it a lot. In fact, I had this actually on the back cover. The cover that I had chosen for the front cover was a mirage of women, black women. And they said I couldn't use that particular one. And so I took the one that was on the back that I had chosen and enhanced it and put it on the front. And so that's how the cover came to be. I wanted something to reach out and grab you. And the sales are going pretty good. And I hope from this interview that people will see that this is a good book to read. It is really worthwhile your time and energy to purchase this book and to read this book.
Okay. So, I want to ask a question that's on a slightly related note, but one that you definitely can relate to. In the church today, obviously, we have a lot of women who are preachers.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of women who are pastors of established churches. Many have started their own ministries, but not of established churches, older churches. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think really that people have not accepted women as pastors. And women, we could do anything. We can do anything and some things better than men if given the chance. That's the problem. I have been interviewed for churches, and I get called in and we go through the interview process, but then that's it. And congregations, for some reason, don't want a woman as a pastor. And in this day and time, it's ridiculous. Women are capable. The Lord is calling so many ministers, women ministers, into the ministry that I feel like we should be given the chance, and we're not. We're not given the chance. And so it's just a discrepancy in the way people feel and think about a woman being a pastor.
What can change it?
What can change it? People just giving us the opportunity to serve the Lord as a pastor. They just have to open up their minds and see that women can do the job. Can do the job.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Is there anything else you want to mention about your book?
I wanted to say that in the book, I gave a memoriam to one of my Delta sisters, Ruth Royster. Everybody know Ruth. She has a couple of pages in my book. And Ruth had such an impact on Person County, you know. She lived away for 25 years in Maryland, but when she came to Roxborough, and even though she had a disability, you know, she was blind, that did not hinder her from doing what the Lord called her to do. She was an awesome lady. She was an aunt to me by marriage because that was my ex-husband, James Yancey's aunt. And so I was around her quite a bit. And being a Delta sister, I was around her quite a bit. She attended everything. She would get there before the people that's supposed to be there. And just a wonderful lady. So I wanted to, and you know, she was an author of, she wrote a book of poems. Let's see, the name of her book was Celebrations, Original Compositions About American History, Black Heroes, Children Topic, Special Occasion, and Related Subjects. And I have a poem of her called Empower Us in this book. But there is something else that I wanted to share today that's in this book. And it's a poem to every woman. And it's called Who Are You? Who are you? You're beautiful. You're smart. You're funny. You are worthy of love and affection. You're never too much. You're always enough. You are precious. You are a diamond. You are a rose. You are a pearl. You are the most stunning of all of God's creation. You are worth more than you can imagine. You are more than the numbers on the scale or the hairs on your head or the shoes, the number of shoes that you wear. And you know we women wear a lot of shoes. Or more than the price tag on your clothes or the percent on top of a math test or the number of followers you have on Twitter. Your worth surpasses all earthly things because in the eyes of God, you are loved and you are worthy of dying for, regardless of who you think you are, whether you are on the hot list or the not list, whether you are a head cheerleader or a high school dropout, whether you are Miss Popular or whether you never had anyone you could call a friend. Just read about the women in the Bible, Esther and Ruth and Martha and Mary. These women changed the world forever. And inside of each and every one of you, you have that same power, that same strength, that word-changing capability. And your responsibility to find that wisdom and set that woman free to be who you are. Women, God's wisdom from biblical women to African American women. It's a story that needed to be told. And I thank God that He chose me to tell it. Thank you.